We've had some pretty good news coming out of Russia. We're hearing good things. Who knows? But we're hearing good things. They're in a very strong position militarily with quite a few Ukrainian soldiers, but hopefully nothing will happen with that. I've asked them not to let anything happen, and I hope that nothing happens. But I feel that Russia is going to make a deal with us, I hope. We've spoken with President Putin. We've spoken with a lot of people. And Ukraine is waiting. I'm very concerned about the field. In the field, there's a very vulnerable group of Ukrainian soldiers right now that are actually surrounded. And that's not good because we don't want them to die. Enough people have died. So we'll see what happens with regard to all of it. But I'm getting, from the standpoint about a ceasefire and ultimately a deal, some pretty good vibes coming out of Russia. Any questions?
Mr. President, what do you...
This war should have been over a long time ago. As a matter of fact, it should have never started. And the fact that Zelensky now agrees to a ceasefire when a lot of his troops is being surrounded and could absolutely be massacred speaks to the thing that a lot of people have been saying on social media, and that they've correctly identified Zelensky as a dictator that is not really who he portrays himself to be. But I think that that's neither here nor there. The biggest thing is that the United States of America is playing a huge role in world peace. Under Trump, we had no new wars in the first term. And in the second term, within 60 days, hopefully we get a ceasefire and then a complete end to the war over the next few months as far as negotiating the terms on how Russia and Ukraine could completely end this thing after millions of people have been massacred in this war in the first place. And hundreds of billions, if not trillions, when you combine all of the resources and the things that even other countries are contributing to this. All it did was enrich a bunch of people, and it was made at the sacrifice of a ton of people that lost their land, that currency is devalued. A bunch of people were killed that were pushed into the war that wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. People were being kidnapped, all of those things. So when you see how this is played out, and I see a lot of y'all over there on the sidelines, and it's a whole bunch of people on social media saying, stand with Ukraine, stand with Ukraine. You wouldn't go over there and fight the war with them or fight the war for them. So don't sit here and tell me, that's so hypocritical. People that basically continue to push war at the behest of other people that are dying and being sacrificed, and women are being raped. And it's just crazy. It's crazy the amount of people that are dying over this situation. And then a bunch of people will sit there and say, yeah, man, we stand with them. Well, if you stand with them, then you'll absolutely have the preservation of life. And I did the research and went all the way back into the early 90s. And then obviously what happened in 2014 and beyond. So, what the legacy media is selling us versus what was happening is completely different. But more importantly, I'm just happy and I'm glad that hopefully we are at as Caroline said, the 10-yard line to get this thing resolved and to get things stopped. I know Zelensky recently thanked Trump, which he should have did that in the first place instead of pivoting and trying to grandstand and trying to get more money so that he can continue to enrich himself and gallivant across the United States of America and all over the world, continuing to promote this war so that other people can get rich as a result of it. But our president, Trump, he absolutely wanted peace, and this is the thing that he said that he was going to do on the campaign trail, and this is what it looks like is happening.
What do you think about the Senate vote on the CR?
What was the vote?
They just voted to advance it.
What?
They just voted to advance it.
Good. That's good. I mean, I was told that that was what was going to happen. Very good. And I appreciate Senator Schumer, and I think he did the right thing. Really, I'm very impressed by that.
Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs. Mr. President, obviously you're concerned.
Did somebody just make a mistake and hit Trump in the face with a microphone? Oh, you are going to lose your job. No, you didn't hit Trump in the face with a microphone. Even if it was a mistake. Listen, that is absolutely unexpected. I did not expect that these last two videos that I've done that I'm reacting to. I have not expected this. I thought that I was going to be talking about Chuck Schumer and the Ukraine war, and somebody just made a mistake and hit Trump in the face with a microphone.
Mr. President, obviously you're concerned. You're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the hostages back?
She just became a big story tonight, right? Yes, sir. Did you see that?
Well, at least he got a sense of humor about it. At first, you could tell he's looking like, because I could probably only imagine all of the things that was going through his mind. Probably like, did you do that on purpose? And I can't believe you just hit the president of the United States of America and, all of that stuff. But that's crazy. That is crazy. She should have been profusely apologizing to stem that immediately. Probably did it by mistake, so it probably wasn't a big deal. But that was hilarious. I just wasn't expecting for that to happen.
What?
In Gaza, sir, the situation, what is your hope now for a hostage release?
Well, I hope that it all works out. You're talking about Israel, though, right? We're very much into negotiations with regard to the hostages and Israel, and we're going to have to see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll work out. A very complex situation. There's tremendous hatred at levels that nobody's ever seen before, yeah?
Mr. President, walk us through the tariffs and why it will be financially beneficial for America. We know the Australians will not do reciprocal tariffs, but can you walk us through this whole process and how it will bring wealth back to the
Good for Australia not doing reciprocal tariffs.
United States?
Well, it's going to bring tremendous wealth back, and it was tariffs used in reverse that really brought our country to a position that we don't ever want to be in again. And when somebody is treating us badly, we're going to put tariffs on. They're going to be very fair. They're going to be fair and reciprocal. And our country's going to come back very, very strong. I think our country's going to come roaring back. The tariffs are a big deal. And frankly, that's how China does it. And that's how a lot of other people do it. And we do it better than them, but we never had a president that knew how to do it. Thank you.
So a lot of people don't understand the tariffs, and I'll get to that in a minute because I talk about that on the Millionaire Morning Show, but I don't talk about it extensively on here on the Anton Daniels channel because I speak so extensively about it on the other channel. But first of all, let me just speak to this Chuck Schumer situation and that Chuck Schumer did the right thing in avoiding a government shutdown. The Democrats were really stuck between a rock and a hard place. So I think that he made the right decision to not shut the government down because then that would have gave us the scalpel, not the scalpel, the axe to really start to do some things and get rid of the things and the fraud, waste, and abuse and expedite the process. But doing the right thing and working with moving more middle, more moderate instead of being extreme left like AOC and Jasmine Crockett and the rest of them, moving more moderate to actually work across the aisle benefits to everybody. And I think that Chuck Schumer did the right thing. And that's why all of the raging liberals, like I like to call them, are angry about the situation. That's the first thing. The second thing is tariffs are very beneficial for us because this is what other countries have been doing to us for a long time, but it just has not been promoted and highlighted in the media. But other countries, including China, not only does tariffs, but make us jump through hoops, red tape, make sure that we bolster their industries and partner with their companies to start companies inside of their country. But more importantly, the whole point in having this is to incentivize people and companies to invest more in American brands, and we need to take pride in our country, in our brands, and the companies that invest in America. And so if you want to do business here, you're going to have to partner with us. You're going to have to create jobs here. You're going to have to lift wages here. And that's the way that you generate revenue and keep everything within, because we are the biggest consumers, but we should not be subsidizing our lifestyle by making sure that everybody else get rich outside of the United States of America in a summed up way. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. Peace.